We are now entering the days of March Madness where Cinderellas are crowned or not. And within these Cinderellas, new college basketball heroes are born. Players who take over the tournament, hit unforgettable shots, and become legends overnight. But what happens after the spotlight fades? Some go on to make the NBA, others completely disappear from the game. So today, I'm looking back at some of the biggest March Madness legends and finding out what really happened to them. In the 2014 March Madness, a certain point guard led a 7-seed UConn team to a national championship trophy. His name was Shabazz Napier. While leading the Huskies in the tourney, Napier put together a stat line of 21.1 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 4.5 assists per game. Napier was easily named the tournament's most outstanding player for his production. The 13-14 season was also Napier's last season of college ball, which meant the NBA draft. Miami acquired Napier in the first round of the 2014 draft, where he thought he was going to play with LeBron, but that didn't happen. Then where Shabazz basically became a journeyman in the league. Spent 14-15 in Miami, averaging 5.1 points per game on 20 minutes. He was then traded to Orlando the next season, playing just 11 minutes. Traded once again in 2016 to now Portland, where he stayed for 2 seasons, having some of his best efficiency, shooting 41% from the floor. He finally got to choose where he wanted to play for the 2018-19 season, and he signed with the Brooklyn Nets for 2 years. He saw 17 minutes a game, putting up 9.4 points per game. But Kevin Durant came to Brooklyn, and where Napier was shipped out in a trade. Napier ultimately ended in Minnesota to start the 1920 year, but it ended in Washington, putting up 11.6 points per game on 42% from the field. And this season would be the last year Napier saw NBA action. Since 2021, Napier has played in Russia, Mexico, Serbia, Italy, and Germany, with him last playing in the 24-25 season for FC Bayern Munich, averaging 11.1 points. He parted ways with Bayern after that season, and on October 20th, 2025, Shabazz joined the Washington Wizards as a coaching apprentice role. The next legend is going to be a two-parter. I'm going to the year after Shabazz Napier's run to the 2015 tourney, where a certain dad and son combo were the highlight of the round of 64 games. RJ and Ron Hunter became March Madness legends. With 3 minutes left, Georgia State trailing 56-44 to Baylor, RJ Hunter scored 9 of the 10 points for the Panthers, and where it saw Georgia State now just down 56-54. Then, RJ Hunter hit a shot for the ages. Crowd erupts, team is going crazy, but what caught everyone's eye was that his dad, who was dealing with a broken foot and sitting on a stool, fell off his stool. Georgia State pulled off the upset and met Xavier in the round of 32, where RJ put up a good performance of 20 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists, but the Panthers lost out. RJ Hunter got drafted to the Celtics in the 2015 draft, where the 15-16 season saw him play both in the league and the D-League. He saw action in 36 games for Boston, getting 8 minutes a game, averaging 2.7 points. From the years 2016 to 2019, Hunter saw G-League action with the Bulls, Rockets, Hawks, and back with the Celtics. Mainly signing 2-way contracts, appearing in 9 total NBA games in these 3 seasons as well. 2019 to 2021 was EuroLeague basketball for Hunter. In Turkey these 2 years, where he played 48 games. A quick stint in Australia for the 21-22 season, and where he was a free agent the next season. One last attempt at the NBA where Hunter signed with the Hornets, but he just played in the G League. In October of 2024, RJ joined the Tulane coaching staff as an assistant, where he is still there to this day. As for RJ's dad, Ron, it hasn't seen as many changes. Ron led Georgia State for another 4 seasons after the miracle shot, going 84-48, making the NCAA tourney 2 more times. After the 18-19 season, Ron Hunter moved on to Tulane University. Hunter has been at Tulane since then, going 106-103, no tourney appearances, and he is set to return as head coach for the 26-27 season. Now, how many of you can say this last name off the top of your head? If you said Farokhmanesh, you're correct. And Ali Farokhmanesh is the next March Madness legend. Ali rose to fame in the 2010 dance round 1 with Northern Iowa vs UNLV. The 9-seed Panthers and 8-seed Rebels were knotted up at 66 all, where with 20 seconds left, Northern Iowa had the ball. After wasting 10 seconds, a pass to Farokhmanesh behind the arc, and he nailed a 3-pointer, leaving 7 seconds and a Panthers 69-66 lead. Northern Iowa held on for the victory, meaning a round of 32 game versus 1 seed Kansas. Northern Iowa led for about 99% of this game, yet Kansas got the game down to 63-62 Panthers lead. With 40 seconds left, Northern Iowa pushed the ball up the court and it found Ali. Behind the three-point line again, he nailed another three-pointer, which led to the final upset score of 69-67, getting these Panthers to the Sweet 16. Michigan State ended the team's run in a 59-52 game, where if Farokhmanesh played a little better, they could have kept going. After going undrafted in the 2010 draft, Farokhmanesh signed a deal with a team in Switzerland. Then 2011 to 2013, he went over to Austria, averaging 13.7 points per game. He played one last professional season in the Netherlands, where he won the league's 6th Man of the Year award. After his stint in Europe, Farokhmanesh became an assistant at Nebraska from 2014 to 2017. He then went to Drake University for the 17-18 season and followed Niko Medved to Colorado State after. Farokhmanesh was an assistant at CSU until March 2025, where he was then named as Colorado State's head coach. He went 21-12 his first year this past season and is participating in the NIT. The second longest run of this video so far comes from the 2013 Wichita State squad. These Shockers in their 5-game run upset 1 seed Gonzaga and 2 seed Ohio State to make the Final Four before losing to Louisville. One man who I think became the legend of this team was Cleanthony early. Yes, Ron Baker and Fred VanVleet were big parts as well, but Early was just on a different level this 2013 run in my opinion. Early in these 5 games was putting up 16.2 points, 7.6 rebounds, shooting exactly 50% from the floor, being the centerpiece to this Wichita State run. Luckily for basketball fans, he and his crew were back for the 13-14 season. The team had a crazy 34-0 record before March Madness. Early was averaging 16.4 points per game, nearly 6 rebounds per game, while shooting 48%. The Shockers got a number 1 seed, winning their round of 64 game, but where they got upset in the round of 32, and that was the end of Cleanthony Early's college career. Early was then drafted in the second round of the 2014 draft by the New York Knicks. 2014 to 2016, Early was up in the Knicks organization, playing in 56 NBA games while also seeing time in the D-League these 2 seasons. He then got moved to the Warriors organization for the 16-17 and 17-18 seasons, playing for their D-League team. In the fall of 2018 is where Cleanthony Early started his world tour. Early went to Japan, a quick stint in Hungary, then Saudi Arabia. In August of 2020, he signed a 5-year deal with a French team and stayed here until March 2021, where he got transferred to Saudi Arabia again. Late 2021, he signed to a Taiwanese team. May 2022 was a move to South Africa, a short stint in Kuwait, then back to Taiwan in November of that 2022 year. 2023 saw Lebanon, Mongolia, and Bahrain, but March 2024 to March 2025, he stayed in Lebanon. And where the last place I could find him playing was with a team in Qatar. So 11 countries in just 8 years. Not a bad trip if you ask me. My most recent March Madness legend stood at 6'9", 280 pounds, with that being DJ Burns. Now not only did DJ Burns basically lead NC State to an ACC championship, but he also helped the Wolfpack make a Final Four run. Averaging 16.2 points, shooting 62.5% was a key reason why NC State made it that far. His iconic performance against Duke in the Elite Eight, scoring 29, is an all-time March moment. Too bad Purdue had to ruin this Cinderella run. Now Burns was determined to make the league, as he even lost 45 pounds, showing to teams he was serious, yet it wasn't enough. Burns went undrafted in the 2024 draft, but where he received a contract to play in Korea for the 24-25 season. He averaged 9.3 points in his 54 games over there, and as for the 25-26 season, Burns was acquired by the NBA G League Greensboro Swarm through the league's undrafted player pool. Sadly, was waived just a few days later, but which opened a door to play some ball in Israel. Only playing 4 games though, and where he is now in the free agent market. The final March Madness Legends is another 2-parter, with that being Jamie Skeens and Bradford Burgess from the VCU's 2011 squad. First, we have to talk about the Rams' run in 2011. Shaka Smart's squad made the Final Four and only had 1 close game along the way before losing to Butler, with Skeens and Burgess being huge pieces. I'll start with senior Jamie Skeens, who led the team in points throughout the regular season. When it came to tourney time, he flipped a switch. Skeens put up 17.8 points, shooting 53% behind the arc. dropping 26 points versus Kansas in the Elite Eight and 27 in their Final Four game, one of the key leaders to this Rams team. Skeens went undrafted, and where he also went on a world tour of basketball. 2011 was France, then Israel. 2012 to 2013 he was in Israel. 2014 Italy, Puerto Rico, Belgium. The 2015-16 season Skeens sat out. 2016 was a little D-League action and going to Kosovo. 2017 just Finland. 2018 included Finland and New Zealand. In 2019, Skeens went back to Belgium for a short stint, but where the team let him go before the new year. Since 2019, Skeens retired from the sport, but has done basketball training for youth players and even started a transportation business as J. Skeens Transportation. The other legend, Bradford Burgess, was only a junior during this 2011 run for VCU and the second leading scorer during the regular season. Bradford during the Final Four run averaged 17 points, shooting a crazy 54% from the field and 67% from three. Crazy. Burgess's highlight performance was VCU's 72-71 game against Florida State. He had 26 points and was the one to give VCU the winning basket against Florida State with a layup. Bradford then became the lone senior on the 11-12 VCU squad, but he was the team's top scorer with 13.4 points. He was also part of another conference title run for the team, where these Rams almost made the Sweet 16 in 2012, with Burgess averaging 15.5 a game, but Indiana made that game-winning jumper. Burgess, like Skeens, would also go on a European tour of basketball, signing to a Belgium squad from 2012 to 2014. 14 to 15 was Italian Serie A basketball, and then moved to an Austrian league for the 15-16 season. 2016 and 2017 he played in Hungary, where his team won the League Cup one season. 2018 were quick stops in the Netherlands and back to Belgium. But early in 2019, Burgess called it a career playing basketball and moved to the coaching side of the game. From 2019 to 2021, Bradford spent time in Oklahoma City Thunder organization, roles such as performance analyst with the Thunder and being an assistant coach for their G League team. Then finally, Burgess came back to his alma mater of VCU and was hired as Director of Student Athletic Development and is now the Director of Recruiting at VCU to this day. So what can we conclude from March Madness legends? That about 75% of them don't make an impact on the NBA. The round of 64 and 32 make or break Cinderella stories, and hopefully this 2026 Big Dance has a few.
If you wouldn't mind hitting the like button, the subscribe button, and hitting the bell notifications. Thank you.